my spirit is different. You gotta have a living spirit, man, and then give back, man, and create hope. Actually, where I learned to cut hair, man, like I said, I'm 60 years old. I had a lot of nephews, and they was my human mannequins back then. Be responsible, man. Love your women, respect the children, respect yourself. I was introduced to some brother on the street. He introduced me, said, hey, look, you go to Lottie House, they'll help you. But the real help is opportunity with job resources, man, and then walking through that door. You know, don't squander that moment. I'm not here to cut your hair because you need a cut. I'm here to do that, but that's not the whole purpose for that. The whole purpose is find yourself. This is the first start, because once you groom yourself, you have a better opportunity. You feel better about yourself. So now you have to do something with that opportunity. It's not a cost. You know, I didn't charge anything. You know, I just want to give back and help somebody, man. Just because you're homeless, you're still a man. Still have responsibility. Help those that's in your condition. Y'all come out of it together. We'll come out of it together. That's what it's all about, man.
I went blind about 2 years ago. The people that adopted me done it for the finances. After me and my sister and the 4 other children, the lady who adopted us took off. That was the first time I went to the streets when I was 16.
Lottie House is just open during the day. And it's a lot more personal, I think, here. In the bigger places that have a capacity to help 300, 400 people a day, it's not as personalized, I don't think, and I don't think people get that same sense of support.
What we're doing is just offering a space to live. Hospitals are a great place if you're sick, but then you have to be someplace outside of a hospital. And also, there are people here who are simply poor.
Here at Lottie House, the thing that is different is that we know everybody's name that comes through our door. We give hugs, we give fist bumps, we know about people's lives. We really try to service the person as a whole, not just their situation. People aren't numbers here. You know, we don't have people just have numbers or badges or whatever. We're very personalized here.
I really had a goal of finishing high school. If I didn't do anything else, I wanted to finish high school. So I moved out, got a job. This guy that I had known, I knew he had a little baby at home and his wife and stuff. I knew they were on drugs or whatever like that, but I didn't think that he would. I thought he was a good friend. I trusted him. He ended up selling me an Apple iPad. And about 3 days later, I had the police knocking on my apartment door asking about the iPad. They said it had a GPS in it that had been tracked to my apartment. You know, I was kind of shocked and surprised because Will had told me that it wasn't stolen and I had only given him like $60 for it. I ended up giving it back to the officer, and next thing you know, I was being read my Miranda rights and told I was charged with possession of stolen property. I ended up going to prison for 5 years. Before long, I ended up losing all of my eyesight. That's when I ended up in a nursing home. And now here I am.
Wait, what's her name?
Winter. Makes it a lot more bearable. She's super smart, like I was saying earlier, but she's really, like, in addition to intelligent, she's really intuitive too. Like probably started trying to clutch my hand a second ago. Yeah, so she knows how to get a petting. She knows how to tell if I'm about to start crying or having a panic attack before I do. So she'll start trying to negate it or something. A lot of places, they're not aware of service dog rules. So usually as a courtesy, I have to leave her behind. But she knows that she's able to, she knows she's a work dog. She's a guardian dog. So, okay, You're on camera. Come here. If there was anything I could say to anybody, if you see a homeless person with a pet, then that's pretty much that's their only, I guess, grounding connection to keep their sanity going.
We just need to get the sound right.
I always wanted to do that. On a typical morning, waking up first thing is walk my dog, come back, get everything packed up and bundled up. I stash it away, hide it, hope for the best, and start making my way down towards the Lottie house.
I grew up in a poor community. I survived it, and I teach other people how to survive it based on how I did it. My name's Clarence Smith, and I'm a peer recovery support specialist here at Lottie House. You know, we have a saying that when you see somebody that seems a little off, it's not what is wrong with them that you should ask, but more what's happened to them. And in this neighborhood, a lot of bad things can happen. Let me turn this off for a second. We're going to spend an hour just talking, if we can. So, you know, the thing about Lottie House, everybody that's working here has been in a situation that's very difficult, and so that's kind of our authority. So when I say, you know, I've had depression, I've lived with it, that's, you know, what I can talk about. That's what I can talk to, is having had that experience and surviving it. When people have a spiritual life, usually grief is briefer.
Yeah.
We still have trouble in this world. I mean, you're still going to have griefs, but they tend to be briefer if you have an idea about something that you're in awe of.
Go to church. Get God in your life.
That can be a great solace. That can be a great solace to people.
And the thing is this.
I've known people who've stopped exercising, they start having mood problems. One day, now you got a place to live just recently, right? But you're still over here a lot, so I'm guessing you're walking part of that way. Yeah. My father grew up here. His father got here shortly after there was a city here. So Oklahoma City is, you know, important to me. I've seen it grow up an awful lot. I had a lot of problems growing up, and so they manifested themselves early in my college career. Up until the time I was about 35, I kept bouncing in and out of mental hospitals. And then something just clicked and I got better. So I wound up studying sociology, economics, and eventually, after a while, social work. But finally, I got to Lottie House, and I found what I'd been looking for, which is a place to help people.
How's it going in here, guys? Good? Okay, do you guys need anything from me? Okay, I'll just be walking around for a couple of minutes, and how are you, sir? Good. My name is Lindsay Israel, and I am the program manager here at Lottie House. Oh, somebody was out here curling their hair?
Yeah, that was a donation. Somebody asked me for curlers.
I'm excited for you. This is nice. The other one you got was nice too. So you got an apartment and 2 nice phones. Hey, Patrick, what's up? If it's real? Oh, I can tell you. Here, I'll show you. I got one in my office. No, Louis Vuitton is way more expensive than Coach. I like to call it Louisa Vuitton. It's not real, but it looks real. But the way you could tell, like mine is all beat up, but the way you could tell is like just the see how that says Coach on it? Just all of the little details. If you drive around the neighborhood, you'll realize there's no grocery stores. You know, there's no place for people to get quality food or anything like that. So we did start a emergency food program. So we give out shelf-sustainable food where people who are unhoused can also benefit, because it's a lot of canned goods and things of that sort. We also feed 2 hot meals a day. People don't think it's time for lunch yet. It's almost ready. Yeah.
You'd be like, try to. I think it should probably be. I'm here now.
Today we're making some penne red sauce pasta with meatballs and some cheese toast.
I do a lot of cooking, and I meet a lot of people's just basic needs when they walk in the door, whether that be for clothing or for hygiene or for food. A lot of times it's food or coffee or oatmeal or whatever. You know, that's just kind of what we're here for, even if it's just someone to talk to for a second.
This place is just full of people that love people. So, I mean, one of my employees used to drive around with sandwiches in the back of her car and just pull over and try to feed people, you know? So we definitely take feeding as one of our biggest things that we do here, but we also do case management. We have to keep track of like all of the money that we spend and where it's going and stuff like that. We spend a lot of money on like parties.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to do some kind of party for people because I just feel like just because you're experiencing homelessness doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to celebrate Christmas or be able to celebrate or watch the Super Bowl or, you know, stuff like that. So try to give everybody some semblance of normalcy wherever we can. We have an emergency clothing closet. We help people get referrals to go get clothing for interviews and employment. We also help people get connected to employment. We partner with a lot of other community programs that will help people get back on medication and do those kinds of things. And we've seen what happens when people are without their medication. I feel like there needs to be more funding available to offer more resources for folks because we're just this small program and we're doing the best that we can, but we're busting at the seams every single day. We see thousands of people a month. We're constantly asking for donations or asking, you know, for the kindness of other people. Homelessness is not going away. You know, substance abuse is not going away. Mental health issues are not going away. But if we had more resources and we could understand where we could get in there and try to make the greatest impact in people, they wouldn't be where they are today.
What do you wish people saw when it comes to people in your situation?
Some people, when they look at homeless people, they think of us as bad people, which we're not bad people.
That I'm a human being just like they are. They don't need to be looking down their nose at me.
The desire and desperation on getting the assistance.
It can be anybody at any time. A lot of times when we think we have control over our lives, it only takes one instance for something to happen. So it could be anybody. It could be somebody living across the street in a 5-bedroom mansion and they lose everything. It could be anybody for any reason. It's not about addictions. It's not about anything. It's just a matter of life. Life is so unpredictable and you just don't have control over life like you think you do. Sorry.
God is good, man. I like that silver growth. You know what I'm saying? You know what that's really for? It's your wisdom, brother. It's your wisdom, man.